Hello everyone, thank you for joining us. This is Zellsis from C9, who is coming off of their win today. First of all, Zellsis, congratulations. I think that it was a very, very dominant game performance that you were able to showcase against Leviatán on both maps today. First of all, how are you feeling after that? Because I felt like it was just you were calling every single, your reads were all perfect today.
I mean, it was pretty. I had a very good day individually. I've been up in the caffeine intake, so I think that helps a little bit. I mean, I'm really happy right now just because I had a good day individually, and I feel
Mm-hmm.
like my team in general had a very good day as well. Like, I think everyone played really well. I think people had good comms, good energy. I think we were slipping up a little bit on Breeze, but we brought it back, and so I'm happy with the performance that we had today.
Yeah, I think that the pieces are definitely clicking together. Compared to last week, it seemed much more cohesive. So I wanted to touch up. I don't know if you've been asked this in detail before, but I wanted to kind of touch upon like the transition from Sen to here. So how has it been like taking up that IGL role for you? Not just like in terms of gameplay, like how it's affected you, but also how you've prepared for it and how you've like kind of leaned into it.
I think it's just a lot of learning. I think before I took over full-time IGLing, I think I mean I was like a big voice on all my teams, every single version I've ever been on, version 1, C9, Sen. Like I've just been a big voice always. So that's not that I'm not shy to that part of it. I
Mm-hmm.
think a lot of it was me learning that I had to be more present in the freeze time. I had to be more present with my teammates, more so with the calls and everything like that. If they have a call, I need to let them fly or don't, you know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
things like that. And it was a lot of trial and error for me. I think every match I have, I get more confident within myself. So I just want to keep playing and keep doing it. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, then that's the reality. But I feel like so far, the only thing that I feel like has been bad is a couple of our attack halves against like some really top teams, which is bound to be expected. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm not expecting to be perfect by any means, but my team trusts me a lot. My org trusts C9 trusts me a lot. So the transition from Sen to here was very smooth. It's just a lot of trial and error and making sure that I'm learning and moving the right pieces for myself and for my team and making sure that we're the best we can be.
Fair enough. I also wanted to ask you about your roster in particular. I think there's a lot of firepower on this one. Does it sometimes get difficult to keep people from overheating, or do people, actually like play chill?
There is definitely a problem on this team for people overheating for sure. That is a big vocal point for us. But I think people are keen to learning and they want to win and get better. So it's been an important thing for us to point out,
Mm-hmm.
Imi and myself included. But I think overall, we've had several team talks, making sure that everyone is keeping everyone accountable. So I think it's been getting better and better so far, and people are learning what they can and can't do.
That's definitely nice to hear. Talking about your upcoming games, is there any particular teams that you're excited to face, or anyone in particular that you really want to face?
I mean, our next match is against 100 Thieves, and I really wanted to play EG just because I wanted to poop on Bao. I like to think of him as my son, but I think he's a very talented kid. I think he's a
Are
very
you
good
old enough
player,
to be
but
his dad at this point?
no, definitely not. Definitely not, but give me like add like maybe like 6 years and I could for sure. So it's close. It's close. I'm closer to being his dad than I'm not. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
But yeah, I wanted to play EG just because of him and Oki too. I really like those guys. But I'm glad with 100 Thieves because Bang, me and
Hmm.
Bang, we were out of the Sen trenches. Um, yeah, I'm happy with the 100 Thieves pull. Either one, it doesn't matter to me, to be honest.
I also wanted to ask like upcoming teams. I think that do you guys want to play G2 or NRG again? Are you excited to kind of face up against them? Maybe get a little bit of revenge.
I think I'd like to play G2 only because I I I think that series should have either gone 3 maps or our way. I
Mm-hmm.
think, I mean, I don't want to take away from them. Like, they played well for sure. But I think we were just in such a good spot on Corrode to win. And at least if we lost Bind, we could go a third map.
Mm-hmm.
Even Bind, we got thrifted 3 times. I want to say, like, I think we lost Pistol as well on attack. Like, It's just a lot of unfortunate and like solo mistakes that G2 capitalizes on, which is why they're so good. So I think I'd like to play them again. I wouldn't mind Energy as well, but I think for me personally, I've always struggled with G2, so I'd like to get over that hurdle, qualifying. Like if we beat 100 Thieves, then we play like a G2 or something, and then we get over that hurdle. I think that would be really strong for me going into the grand final, or even if we qualify with it.
Mm, fair enough. Yeah, I think I can kind of see that. So talking about you in particular, I think I wanted to kind of ask about how do you like live up to the reputation, or not even reputation, like how do you get to that standard of the fragging IGL? Because I feel like it's something that people expect so much in Valorant these days. Like you can't like IGL and bot frag, you get so much shit for it. So how do you kind of like balance that, not just being able to like look at the map and call it for your teammates, but also pop off like you do sometimes, or often actually. Today's game was kind of fire.
Well, I've only had a few games where I've shot my gun, so I'm still learning, but I think I can get there. I think it is like a balance thing for me. Like, I don't think by any means that I can't shoot my gun. Sure, I have some maps that are really bad, but I think that's just going to happen in Valorant. You see star players that have bad maps as well. Like, it just happens. But for me, it's about the consistency. Like, I'd like to not be consistently having bad maps. And so for me, it's just work. Honestly, it's just learning. It's just working, and I think I'm doing all the right things. I'm aim training with Oxy. I'm working as an IGL with IMI. It is a lot of it's a lot to do, but I love esports and I want to keep playing, so I need to be doing it, and I need to make sure that I'm good enough to compete and stay with these guys and make sure we can win a trophy. So it's everything that I'm going to be doing.
That makes a lot of sense. I remember, I think I got to talk to you a little bit at Masters Madrid right before you guys won. And I think that was one of the things that you said, that you really wanted to win a trophy, and that was like the thing that you were gunning for basically in your whole career. So my question to you would be, now that you won that trophy, I didn't get to talk to you after you won it, but a couple of years later, my question is, what's next for you? Like, what is like your ambition, so as to speak? Because you said like the one thing you wanted to do was really win a trophy, and you've done it. So what's next?
I mean, I have a lot of ambitions. I have a lot of things that I want to do after I'm done playing. But currently, I just want to focus on the present, and I just want to, I'm finding myself mentally, spiritually, and physically always. So for me, it's just focusing on the present, and the present right now is just continue being the best player I can be and making sure that I can compete for trophies. That's always my goal. Trophies, trophies, trophies. It was my goal before. When I won that trophy, nothing really changed. I think my hunger for a champs is a lot more than it was before. Like I really wanted to win a trophy before, but now that I have a masters but no champs, it's like I want to be solidified. So I want to try and lift a champs one day. That would be great. But if I could add on masters to that along the way, that'd be good too.
Why not? Again, buy one get one free kind of offer. So, I think that when it comes to talking to people in general, you're one of the most like gregarious people out there. So, how do you always bring the good vibes?
I think good vibes come with just realizing like life is special. I think that's like the main thing. I think it's very unique, and I think people sometimes take it a little bit too seriously or don't really understand it, which is fine. You don't have to. But at the end of the day, I think you only live one life, and you have to be happy with that, and you have to make the most of it. So for me, it's just, I've built something from nothing for me, like myself individually, like, and I just want to be the happiest I can be. Sometimes you're gonna have bad days, or you're gonna have bad moments, but that doesn't make bad days. Or if you have bad days, doesn't make it a bad week. Like you can always bounce back no matter what you're going through or what's happening, and you can always make the most of it. So for me, it's just doing that.
I think that you talked about like bouncing back and stuff like that. So, how do you guys bounce back from a loss, or if you're down like really bad and a half? How do you keep that mental?
I mean, a loss is you have so much more Valorant to play. I mean, if you're in the lower bracket like we are and you get eliminated, then yeah, it's over for that split like kickoff. But guess what? We have split one. We have stage two. Like we have so much more Valorant to always play that yes, losses happen, but it's what you do after those happen. Like, do you learn? Are you gonna give up? Like, it's things like that. Like, there's a lot of players I feel like they lose or they stop trying or they give up, and like that to me is like that to me is just you're not giving your all. Whereas if you give your all and you still lose after, then at least you can be content with that and keep going, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, losses in a half, like, listen, I've been down 10-2, I've been up 10-2. I've gotten 13-0'd, I think. I've 13-0'd. Like, it's just Valorant. Anything can happen. Like, you just can't give up. Again, like, you're down 10-2, you win a pistol. All right, you're up 10, or it's 3-10. All right, you win the eco 4-10. Okay, you get the bonus 5-10. And then you got ults. Okay, you win the next eco 6-10. Then you have ults again. It's 7. Like, like, you just can't give up. That's all life is, basically. Just not giving up. Giving your all the time. And that's just how I see it right now.
Out of curiosity, have you ever considered being like a caster?
A caster?
Yeah.
I swear too much to be a caster, but thank you. I appreciate that.
I do too, but I feel like we're at least in some leagues you can get away with it. I feel like you would do pretty well with it. So
maybe in like the COD League or something, I could get away with it. Yeah, not here, not here.
Yeah, I heard someone saying shit yesterday on the Pacific broadcast, so we're getting there little by little.
We're getting there little by little. Maybe when we get to the full way, I'll start taking the mantle. But until then, I'm happy playing. I'm happy where I'm at.
Fair enough, yeah. And talking about things that you wanted to do afterwards, like, did you always want to be an esports player, or was that like kind of something that just happened?
It was just kind of the direction life took me. And I liked the beauty in it. I liked competing, but I was never a big enough kid to compete in sports. I just wasn't good enough, wasn't big enough. But I still liked the competition. And when I found out you could make a career out of it and a living, like, I was all in. I was all in for it. Like, and so yeah, it was just the road that I went down in terms of life. And I'm happy to be here because afterwards I'd like to own an org and be, I looked up to, like, let's say Jack, let's say Nate Shot. Like, I looked up to all these org owners. Now Rob, that I know him. I looked up to all these org owners growing up and like what they built for the scene and what they built for esports and the system and the fundamentals of it all, like the roots basically. And like, I want to keep it going for the next generation. So yeah.
Fair enough. And I think that before I end this up, I just wanted to ask you a couple of questions about the team. So who's the calmest person on the team?
Calmest person is probably, I mean, in terms of like personality, calm is probably Penny for sure. In terms of like in-game calm, I'd say it's probably me or Zeppa. Yeah, I'd say it's probably me or Zeppa.
Just for transparency's sake, I also asked Penny these questions, so I'm kind of curious if the answers are going to match. So, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Fair enough, yeah. My next question, who's the most likely to overheat, since you mentioned it, since we talked about it,
Oxy is definitely the most likely to overheat, for sure.
Okay. And who's like the most ragey person on the team, like who loses their crop?
Most ragey? Probably me.
Probably
me, for sure. I got to keep the ducks in check. I got to keep the ducks in a line, you know what I mean? Sometimes you got to get angry to do that.
Fair enough.
Or Emmy. Actually, we could count Emmy too.
Yeah.
Me or Emmy, probably.
Yeah. And who's the most funniest person on the team?
Funniest person to me, I think it's Vic. I think Vic's the most funniest person to me, at least.
And who's plays the most rank?
He's the most ranked. I think it varies, but I think everyone plays a lot of ranked. But I'd have to say, oh, that's a hard one because I think we all play the most ranked. Maybe Oxy or Vic.
Is there like a tie or something? Probably.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, it's hard for me to say like at the moment because I feel like we've all been playing so much like recently that it's hard for me to pick like one person.
Okay, fair enough.
I'd probably say one of those two.
Fair enough. And what's your favorite agent to play in general?
KO.
KO?
Or no, Phoenix. Phoenix for sure.
Man of culture. I play Phoenix all the time in rank these days. It's actually fun. I'm going on my duelist.
Yeah, Phoenix. You just run it down.
That's exactly what I do. It's so fun. Fair enough. And the agent you hate playing against, you see it on the opposite team, and you're like, yuck.
Waylay, easiest answer ever. Waylay.
Everybody has been saying either Yoru or Waylay.
He needs to be nerfed. Yoru's easy. Waylay, there's no counterplay. There's zero counterplay to Waylay.
Out of curiosity, if you had to nerf Waylay, like, how would you do it?
Take her out of the game, please, please. Just take her out of the game. I don't know how you nerf her. I've thought about this several times. I've spent nights thinking about how to nerf Waylay, and I just don't know how they do it without gutting her. So it's like, I don't know.
I think we're gonna be seeing some patch notes pretty soon about that for sure. And
I hope so, because everyone's playing her and she's broken.
I'm playing in her ranked. I managed to push to like D2 off just one tricking her, and I don't even play duelist. I'm just playing duelist after getting a new computer finally, so I no longer have like 60 FPS moves. So it's actually been quite
There you
nice.
go. That's how you climb, duelist. Duelist
Yeah, I
get all the
realized that I
kills.
play so passive. Like I used to play Killjoy lineups, and now I'm just like, nah, bro. I'm running, and if I die, I die. I don't care. Like this is ranked. I'm
That's
not
a
playing
good way to
VCT.
do it.
That's how I think about it. But yeah, it's been quite fun for me. And you know, I think one thing that I wanted to ask you personally is that you were when you were on Sen, you were hardcore selling that classic. So are you gonna do the same thing for the C9 classic?
Everyone buy the C9 bundle. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, of course. I'm the bundle guy. I made the bundle army. Okay. People like to tell me, you know, I bought the Sen bundle because of you, but you left Sen, so I can't buy the C9 bundle. It's like, I made you. I brought everyone together. Okay. I made the army, the bundle army. You have to follow your commander. I'm the commander. Me. I'm the captain. Look at me. You're my army, my soldiers. You buy the C9 bundle.
Yeah, people, you heard it. Buy the C9 bundle if you're a part of the Zellsis army.
Let's
Yeah,
go.
look
Thank
at me. You
you.
got me doing your shilling for you too.
Listen, maybe if you don't buy the bundle, you can shill the bundle, you know?
Fair enough.
You don't have
yeah.
to buy it, but you can. Yeah.
There you go. I did my part for the Zellsis army.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Zellsis, for today, and good luck for your next game again, and congrats on your
Thank
win.
you. Have a good morning.
You too.
Yep.
Bye bye.
Thank you.